Warning: the following content was created by a trained professional. Trained in emotional damage, impulsive choices, and romanticizing red flags with poetic flair. Side effects may include spontaneous laughter, temporary clarity, questionable texts, and the urge to reevaluate your entire situationship. And nothing's random except everything.
Welcome back, everybody. It's your lovely host, Jonathan, JR, whatever you like to call me, but I'm going to get right into it. And I know I've been touching upon this a lot. I talked about it in other episodes, but I feel like I got to emphasize on this shit. Like I have to break down certain parts to it. You know, I go on my little fucking rants and everything, but I'm going to tell you, you ever notice how like it's not the smallest things that are the reasons like things fall apart. It's not like betrayals. It's not screaming matches. It's not the cheating, the lying, sometimes the dramatic endings like I've been saying that you see in fucking movies. Nah. In real life, things end in silence. Things end in little shit. Like in the, oh, my bad, I forgot to text you back. Or in the, didn't think it was that big of a deal. Or in, you know how I am type shit. Like, it's in the quiet pulling away that nobody has the courage to fucking call out. And the crazy thing, it's not even always about a fucking text, bro. It's not about fucking checking in. It's not about controlling or keeping tabs on somebody. Like, we're fucking old enough, bro. Like, let's be real. Ain't nobody trying to do that shit. It's about respect. It's about consideration. It's about the fact that when you bring somebody into your life, even for a little bit, you create a pattern, a rhythm, a baseline, a habit. And if you talk every morning for like 2 weeks and then all of a sudden disappear, that's not independence. That's a fucking red flag. That's a break of a pattern that makes the other person or other people think like, damn, did something happen to them? Are they okay? Are we okay? Are we good? What's up? Like, what's going on? And then don't let people lie to you and be like, people don't really care. People don't notice. Or people don't be in their feelings like that. But they do. They do care. They do notice. They do get into their feelings about shit like that. I don't give a fuck how tough you are or whatever it is or whatever your lifestyle used to be. We all play this fake. I don't trip. I don't need anybody to check in with me role. Okay, I hear you, Mr. Independent. I hear you, Mrs. Independent. I hear all that shit. That's great. But we know that's fucking bullshit. Humans are weird in this. We are wired for connection. Psychologists literally call it emotional predictability. The comfort of knowing what to expect from someone you care about. When that pattern breaks, your brain reads it as a threat. This is not me. This is a fucking fact I had to look up. Because like I have to do the research on this because I start noticing, like for me, like I pull away or I shut down or I get quiet and stuff like that. So that's why I'm really getting into this. And the part that nobody talks about, we think communication is just talking. It's just like blah, 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 blah. No, nah. Communication is comprehension. You have to understand what the fuck you're saying. You have to understand that the person may not understand what you're saying. Communication is fucking consistency. that you're going to continue to be like, hey, this is not right. This is what it is. This is what's going on. Communication is a fucking bridge. And when you don't reinforce it, it fucking collapses. And I'll be the first to admit, I've been on both fucking sides. The guy who waited for the text that never came, and the guy who didn't send the text because I was tired, I was stressed, I was overwhelmed, or I just didn't feel like explaining myself. And I've been the one saying, why do I gotta tell you everywhere I'm at? Not realizing that nobody was trying to monitor me. They just wanted to know if I was good. And I've been the one who cared too much, who started noticing a habit slipping, who felt the shift, but didn't want to sound needy or crazy or like I was doing too much. We all know the feeling. That moment you ask for clarity and someone hits you with, why are you making a big deal out of nothing? Okay. But the truth is, it becomes a big deal because they said nothing. That's the fucking problem. This episode, we're breaking it down. Like, I know I've been fucking talking about this, but it just seems like the relationships and everything I'm seeing and the dating I've done and like hearing stories from other people, like this needs to be breaking down. Not from a place of blame, not from a place of ego, but from experience, from maturity, from hurt, from growth, from watching friendships die, relationships crumble, connections fade, and all because people refuse to say the words that needed to be said. Like, I just need a little space. Just need a little bit of time. We're diving deep into the psychology of behind all this. Why people avoid the communication. Why vulnerability scares the shit out of us. Why we treat honesty like it's a threat. And why comprehension is the missing piece in damn near every relationship we ever fucking lost. This episode isn't about drama. It isn't about pointing fingers. It's not about making anybody the villain or anything like that. It's about how the simplest acts, let me know when you get home. Hey, I need a minute. Hey, I'm not feeling like myself today. Hey, I'm overwhelmed, but I'm still here. Hey, I didn't forget about you. Are the difference between the connection and the fucking collapse. Let's talk about it. Let's get into where it comes from. Let's get into why we all struggle with it. Let's get into how to fix it before we lose someone we didn't have to lose. You know, this is everything at random. And today we're talking about communication and the way silence ruins everything we love. And I know I take some time off and I get back on it and I talk about the same thing. Fuck you, bro. You know why we talk about the same thing? You know why I sound like a broken record half of the time? Is because these things needed to be talked about. No matter how many times I say these things, it seems like we still run into the same issues. We still doing the same things. Okay? You ever sit back and wonder why something so simple, something that takes, I'm going to say it right now, it takes fucking 8 seconds. I saw a TikTok on this shit, and I don't like TikTok, but my sister be sending it to me, and when you click on it, it gives you other things. I don't know, it knows your algorithm or what the fuck is going on in your life, or sometimes like how you avoid people and you're not talking to them as much or you're not calling them as much. You know what I mean? It just has this way of just figuring out shit. Has this, you know what I mean? But those 8 seconds has the power to break friendships, ruin relationships, or make two people who care about each other act like they're fucking strangers, which I fucking hate, that silent treatment shit. 8 seconds. That's all it takes. That's the average amount of times it takes to send a text. But the emotional damage from not sending that text, that shit can last months, years, sometimes forever. And it's wild because we don't think about it in the moment. I've never have. Like, we don't think about when we're busy or stressed or distracted or scrolling through our phones, because let's be honest, We fucking are attached to our phones all the time, ignoring the same people we claim that matters to us. We act like we're not paying attention, but we're on our phones 24 fucking 7. Shit, we cannot do anything. Sometimes we pay for our stuff. We live our lives. We run our business off there, but we cannot respond to somebody and let them know we're busy or we're doing something. We tell ourselves, I'll respond later. I'm too tired. They'll understand. It's not a big deal. That's interesting. But you had no problem watching that meme or looking at that meme or watching that TikTok or posting up that Snapchat or whatever it is that you fucking do, bro. But the truth is, backed by actual psychology, people don't get hurt by the delay. They get hurt by the meaning they attach to the delay. So when someone is used to hearing from you consistently, their brain builds a pattern, as I was telling you, and humans love patterns. It's literally how our nervous system stays regulated. You break that pattern, the brain goes into threat mode. You're like, what the fuck is going on? What's up? I haven't heard from them. What happened? Psychologists call it attachment triggered uncertainty. That feeling you get in your chest, that little panic, that little heaviness, the overthinking, the replaying everything you last said. Because I do it. I've done it. I've been in a situation where I'm just like, I haven't heard from them. Or they haven't, or like they're probably thinking they haven't heard from me. And I'm replaying some of this shit like right now. And I'm like, yeah, it's kind of fucked up. Like the last thing I said, it kind of felt weird, but I didn't respond. And now they're like constantly like, yo, what's good? What's good? What's good? You know what I mean? Like, I'm not doing anything about it. And it's not about insecurity. It's not. It doesn't matter how much healing you've done. Don't matter how much learning you have underneath you. It's biology, motherfucker. And yet we ignore this. We pretend it doesn't matter. We minimize people's feelings. We say shit like, you're too emotional. I've said that. You're overthinking. I heard that. You're doing too much. I've been on both ends. You know what I mean? Like we all have. And then you hear, I've said it sometimes. Even if I felt it, I was like, it's not that deep. It's really not that deep. But it is that deep. It always has been. Because you build these connections with these people. Your friends, your family, whoever it is that you start to build like these patterns with. Like when you don't hear from it, it feels weird. Communication is oxygen for connection. Even the smallest break in it hits like you're suffocating in slow motion. And here's the crazy part. It's not just that people don't communicate. It's that people don't comprehend. You can say you're overwhelmed and someone would hear, you don't want me? So sometimes you may have to say like, listen, like I'm overwhelmed right now. I just want to let you know, like, I just need some time. Like this is going on, blah, blah, blah. Whatever it is. You can say, I just need a minute. And someone will hear, you're pulling away? These are things that we need to work on. But if we don't have that communication, that's when that comprehension falls. Because you're like, hold on, you say that to me now after some, like some time passed or whatever and shit like that. So that's what I'm hearing. So people don't listen to understand. They listen to defend. And that's what kills more relationships than anything. Than even cheating will. Like I'm gonna go stats. Let me bring up some stats for you. 65% of breakups come from communication problems, not major betrayals. 70% of people admit they avoid hard conversations because they don't want to upset someone. 90% This is 90% say they regret not saying how they felt sooner. So let's say you didn't text somebody, and then because you don't say anything, it becomes a pattern that they don't text you, and they break these patterns that they do, and it feels weird. And now you realize you're stuck in, you put in so much time into a relationship or a friendship or whatever, and you realize it's a one-sided thing, or you don't really get what you wanted to get out of it. It's mind-boggling. And then at that point, you become resentful and things like that. So that's why communication is key to these friendships, these relationships, these situationships. Think about it. We're losing people we care about, not because we're bad people. Not saying these people are bad. Not saying I'm bad. We're losing people we care about because we're scared people. We're scared to break out of these things that we grew up knowing. Like as children, you know what I mean? We were scared to look needy, to look clingy, scared to be misunderstood, scared to be fucking vulnerable, and sometimes scared to be seen. A lot of us, including me, including you, damn near everyone fucking listening, we all grew up in homes where communication looked like silence, avoidance, yelling, walking away, cold shoulders, pretending everything was fine, or people talking at you, not to you. There's a difference in that. So we grew up adults with childhood instruction manuals. We learn to survive and not connect. We try to avoid conflicts and not resolve it. To assume, not to act. And then we go into relationships and friendships and carry these broken tools. Try to build something real with a hammer that's bent and missing fucking screws. And why the fuck you have a hammer and not a drill? You feel me? Like, let's put that together. Think about that shit. You know what's funny? People talk all this shit about control. It feels like controlling if somebody wants to check in. Come on, man. That's what was taught to you. You thought your parents were like trying to control you, telling you where you at, and they wanted to know and stuff like that. All these things that you learned as a child and grew up, and all these things that you saw, like, you got to break these habits, bro. We all have to break these habits. We grow up as adults, and with all the information that are at our fingertips, we should learn to move forward and learn more. I know we didn't grow up with healthy relationships or a great looking healthy what it would look like to us, but we know what we want. We know what it requires. Like, we have all the books, we have all the audio books and everything that you can learn. Come on, man, we can learn this. It's not, and like I said, it's not about controlling or checking in. Are you fucking telling me it feels too much to be consistent with somebody that you care for? Be honest. It's never been about control. It's respect. It's reassurance. It's care. And you want that too. So why can't you give that? If your friends say, "Let me know when you get home," that's love, cut. That is love. Like my boy used to tell me every time, and you got to think about it, I'm drinking, and like I had a long night with them. They're like, "Yo, text me when you get home," and I don't. You ever seen that fucking meme where the dude just like, they showed like he opens the door to his house and he just drops on the floor. He's like, "Oh, that's what happened?" No, man, that didn't happen like that. We should be able to tell our friends, "Hey, I got home safe." You know, someone you're dating or fucking around with, text me when you're done. That's safety. Somebody wants to know you're good because they start to put you in this, like, your close friend knit, not the ones that you use on Instagram. I'm talking about, like, you know, if you have an iPhone, I hope you have an iPhone, and you can put those people on the top so you know you text them the most. You start to like want to make sure that they're good. Like, "Oh, I haven't heard from them." You know what I mean? Safety. I didn't hear from you today and I got worried. That's a fucking connection. Like, fucking really think about that. Like, are you fucking kidding me? I used to see that shit and I'd just be like, oh, get off my ass, bro. Like, you didn't hear. What's your problem? You didn't hear from me today. Like, what the fuck? We've gotten so independent, all right? So emotionally guarded, so used to disappointment that we treat care like it's a burden instead of it's a fucking blessing to have people like that in our lives that care. Care enough to know that we got home safe. Care enough to know that something seems off. I just want to make sure you're good. And that's the heartbreak of it all. Like, what the fuck are we doing? But most relationships and friendships fail not from the big things. They die from the small moments, the avoidance of having that resolution if something was off, or not talking about something, the unsaid words, which I talked about in other episodes, the assumptions that turn into distance, because I'm assuming that something is a problem and then you think there's a problem because I voiced my opinion. Now you have a problem with me voicing my opinion. It's just, what the fuck? The assumptions turn into distance, and the distance turns into fucking silence, and it just goes on and on and on. What the fuck are we doing? And you know what really hits me? The time I didn't communicate, the time I didn't say what was wrong, the times I shut down, the times I didn't say I'm not okay today, the times I said I didn't get to say I miss you, or the times I didn't say I need you right now. Those moments haunt you later. When the person is gone, when the friendship's faded, when the relationship dies, and you're left replaying everything you could have said, but you didn't. On the flip side, the times you wanted to communicate that never came, when someone who usually checks in didn't. When someone who used to send you memes stopped. When someone who used to call went silent. That shit hits the nervous system like abandonment. Even if it wasn't intentional. Because silence changes people. It makes them colder, harder, more careful, more guarded, more jaded. And the thing is, we could have saved everything. And I'm going to say it again. Fucking 8 seconds, bro. A message, a voice note, a sentence, a truth. A moment of fucking vulnerability that people fucking lack. 8 fucking seconds. That's it. That could have changed the entire trajectory of your friendship, a situationship, a relationship, a connection. And we let it go because we didn't know how to say how we felt in the moment. Phone is attached to our fucking hips. Things are like right there at our fingertips. And you're telling me you couldn't just say and use communication and like just say something? And it's not just about words. Communication isn't just about words. It's security, safety, it's clarity. It's love in the simplest form. And comprehension. That's the love in its deepest form. And honestly, most people don't know how to give either. But the ones who do, the ones who communicate and comprehend, those are the ones that you don't let go. Those are the people who grow with you. Those are the connections that last. You know what's wild? At the end of the day, after all the overthinking, and the pride and the silence and the excuses that we make for ourselves, it always comes back to the simplest things. 8 fucking seconds, bro. Text back. Tell my boy I made it home. Tell my family I'm overwhelmed. Tell my brother I didn't forget about you. Tell somebody I care. Tell them I'm sorry. 8 seconds. Let them know I'm here. We lose these people over those 8 seconds more than we lose them over anything else. Not because we're bad, not because we don't love them, not because we don't care, but because somewhere along the way, we convinced ourselves that vulnerability was a weakness and communication was optional. We grew up in households where emotions were ignored or mocked or met with silence. And now, as adults, we're trying to build connections with tools that we never learned how to use. Here's the truth. You may not like it. Healthy communication isn't extra. Healthy communication isn't doing too much. Healthy communication is love in action. It is the difference between assuming and understanding, growing and drifting, peace and anxiety, connection and collapse. And if you think you don't owe anybody that communication, ask yourself what you expect from people that you care for and you love. And don't act fucking tough. Please don't. Ask yourself why your stomach drops when someone tone changes with you, why your mind spirals when someone goes quiet, why you replay conversations when the patterns break. We want the things we're scared to give. We crave the clarity we avoid offering. We run from the same honesty we wish people had given us. And that's exactly how we ruin the best part of our lives. So here's what I've learned. I'm not preaching. I'm speaking as someone who fucked up a lot. More times than I want to fucking admit with my communication skills. It doesn't, and me saying communication doesn't guarantee you won't lose the people that you care for. Doesn't guarantee like they won't go silent on you. But it says it will guarantee that like you can say how you feel, you be able to say what you mean, what's bothering you, when you need space, when you're not okay, when you care, when you're slipping, when you're drowning, when you need them to meet you halfway. Because the right people won't not push you, but they wouldn't punish you for your honesty. The right people won't make you feel like it's dramatic for you being human. The right people won't weaponize your vulnerability. They'll meet you in it. They'll understand it. They'll appreciate it. And the people who can't, the people who don't, who make you feel stupid for needing something as basic as reassurance and clarity, let them go. Let them be confused somewhere else. Your peace is too expensive to let someone's ego bankrupt it. So if you're listening to this right now and there's someone you miss or someone you drifted from or someone you pushed away, someone you didn't communicate with the way you should have, or someone who you did that to, take the lesson. Not the pain, take the lesson. Take the growth, not the guilt. Take the awareness, not the bitterness. Because every relationship we have, friendships, situations, family, love, they're built on the skills we're still learning today. And that's okay. We're supposed to grow. We're supposed to get better. We're supposed to outgrow the versions of ourselves that stayed silent because silence felt safe. But now we know better. We understand something simple. Communication builds a bridge. Comprehension keeps it standing. And the silence burns it all down. So choose the bridge. Choose the conversation. Choose the 8 seconds that it could have saved something real. And if nobody told you this, let me be the one. You deserve people who makes communication feel easy. You deserve people who check in because they care. You deserve people who listen to understand. Who don't make you guess. People who don't disappear. And I'm saying this and I'm realizing I disappear on people when I do this, and it's fucked up. I'm gonna have to text some people. You deserve connections that feel safe. It starts with one choice: to say what you used to say, what you would normally just do something different. Like normally you would stay quiet. Don't stay quiet about it. Just say what you mean. Don't worry about like how it's gonna come out. Sometimes you just need to say it. And this is everything at random. I don't know. I lost myself there. I was getting tongue-tied, and we learned that silence isn't peace. Silence is distance, and communication, real communication, is the only thing that brings us back home. I appreciate you listening. I hope this helps you hit up that person. Takes 8 seconds. Don't forget to just communicate like, hey, my bad. Like, I've been quiet and I've been distant, and like, I appreciate you as a person. So, yeah.